In times past, men and women would talk with God as if he was flesh and blood. Speak of him like he was woven into the very fabric of their DNA and pray like he really was the provider of anything they could ever need. But when I pray sometimes, it doesn't seem like God is who he claims to be. That prayer became another item on a list of things to do, a transaction, a mask I use in public to hide my true condition I couldn't tell you. When I forgot what prayer was supposed to be, but somewhere between children's stories, forced prayers, and pulpit performances, I let prayer become something that it's not. It became routine. Routine became tradition. Tradition turned doctrine, these human things that always make it harder to reconcile with God. It's no wonder why we can pray to him and never know him. Why we may think we love God, but it's all just emotion. I'm just being completely open because the good news is I'm trying to figure out what prayer is now. And I think it has something to do with pouring yourself out, because my Bible says that men became one with the ground that they came from when they prayed sometimes. That even kings would spread themselves out like mud puddles in complete submission, and women spilled words from their mouths like the blood of sacrifices until sounds no longer fell from their lips, and this was called foolishness. These people were called drunks. This was cause for alarm. Prayers made covenants and intimate talks with God. When I compare that to what I hear from myself today, I'm not sure if I truly understand what it means to pray. I mean, when is the last time I poured myself out? Like really emptied myself for the pride that keeps me from falling on my face, from assuming a position of complete submission, from being so immersed in prayer. There is no room in my body for self, because prayer is intimacy, communion, weaving him into the very fabric of our lives and praying like he really is the primary solution to all of life's problems. That prayer is not a wish list or a rite of passage, not a business deal, and certainly not a last resort. That prayer is intimate communication with God. Maybe this is why we're told to enter our prayer closets. Maybe this is where we learn what it means to pray in a space where we are one-on-one with God. And I know I'm not there yet, but I'd rather not remain exactly what Jesus warned against: hypocrites standing in the congregation to be seen of men speaking vain repetitions, like messages on answering machines that God hears when he calls us to something greater, and we don't answer. I said messages on answering machines, recordings that God hears when he calls us to something greater, and we don't answer. So the next time you enter your prayer closet, just answer this question honestly: have I poured myself out lately? This is AVG. Thank you very much.